Well, hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the Burning River Browns Talk. You're welcome. I appreciate you joining me. I am Lou Marconi at lmarconi251 on Instagram, at lmarconi1973 on X, just to complicate things. Yes, Burning River Browns Talk is a part of the Fanatical Elves Network, which is a subsidiary of the Fans First Sports Network. God, before the show even started, what a great guy. Tim, thank you. I plan on having a great show. Hey man, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. All right. So before we go any further, what I'm going to talk about today, I'm actually giving you a preview to an article that I wrote that'll be published tomorrow. And really, there hasn't much news today because it's Memorial Day. I hope everybody had a great, safe Memorial Day weekend. Enjoyed your holiday. I cooked out on the grill, hung out with the family, did my usual stuff. And I hope you guys did the same thing. But also, you took the opportunity to remember the people that have fallen when fighting for the freedoms that we have and that we enjoy. And actually, I think sometimes we take for granted, but that's what Memorial Day weekend's about, and we actually take time to appreciate what they sacrificed for us. So I hope you all guys had a great weekend with that. I'm going to talk about the generation of Browns fans that were lost, and I want to explain why, and I'm going to explain what can be done to recover this generation. But without any further ado, and before we do that, I do have to pause for a word from our sponsors. Let's do that right now. Okay, we're back. So, hey, appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, what I was going to talk about, and you're welcome to comment, you're welcome to share. And like I said, Fanatical Elves Network, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We have a lot of great people providing a lot of great Cleveland Browns content. I mean, tell you the truth, I work with a great group of people. I couldn't be happier. Fanatical Elves. So please feel free to subscribe and join along with it. I wanted to talk about was that there was a period of time with the Cleveland Browns where, believe it or not, the team was expected to win. My father was born in 1949. I was born in 1973. The era my dad grew up in, he grew up in the 50s and 60s. Okay. I grew up pretty much in the 70s and 80s. The Cleveland Browns were a good team every year my dad was a kid. In the time from when he was born, they won, well, from 1946 to 1964, they won 8 world championships. 4 of them in the All-American Football Conference and 4 of them in the NFL. That's right. Many Hall of Fame players. I know there's a total of 18 Hall of Fame players, and I think Joe Thomas is the 18th. And a lot of you'd say probably at least 10 Hall of Fame players in that era. Maybe 10 or 12. I'd have to really look through it and see. Talking about guys like your Marion Motleys, your Lou Grozas, your Otto Grahams, Jim Brown, Paul Warfield, Leroy Kelly. Yeah, I'm just naming some Hall of Famers right there. So these were the Cleveland Browns that we heard of when my father was growing up. Now, fast forward to when I was a kid, my first memories of watching the Cleveland Browns were 1980, that Cardiac Kids run, because I was 7 years old, and the heartbreak with that playoff game. But that's what I remembered. Browns were a good team. From 1980 to 1989, the Cleveland Browns had a 550 winning percentage. Yeah, the team was expected to win. They won five division titles, 3 AFC championship appearances. And at least one of those games they should have won. Probably 2, but one of those they should have won. They didn't. It's neither here nor there. It's so long ago. And it was the Denver Broncos kept us, when John Elway kept us from making it to the Super Bowl. But my point being was those years the Browns were expected to win and contend. Come 1990, they went from the 89 season, from winning the division, making it to the AFC Championship, to 1990, they went 3-13. It was an absolute collapse. The team got old quick, and they had to rebuild. Usher in the Bill Belichick era from 1991 through 1995, where they had one playoff appearance and one winning season. Yeah, even though, well, the most of the seasons he did, he went six and Bill Belichick went 6-10, 7-9, 7-9, 11-5, and then 5-11. That last season was like a complete wash because in the middle of the season the move was announced. Okay, so 90s really weren't good for the Browns, and the rest of the 90s up until 1999, we didn't have a team. 96, 97, 98, we didn't have a team. 1999, this I'm just pointing out, we got a team. That was the expansion era Browns. They won 5 games their first 2 years. Butch Davis comes in, they win 7. All right, great. Fourth year in, they made it to the playoffs. Their one winning season and one playoff season. Until 2007, they had a winning season at 10-6, but didn't make the playoffs. Then they didn't have another winning season until 2020. Yeah, didn't even come close to sniffing the playoffs. Nothing. Horrible, god awful football until 2020, where Stefanski and Andrew Berry took over. And there was good moves that were happening before that, but really the team had to be completely rebuilt from scratch. And the 2016 and 2017 seasons, they went 1-31. So a lot of these fans that were maybe born in the 90s and later never saw the Bernie Kosar, Kevin Mack, Ernest Biner, Clay Matthews, Ozzie Newsomes. They never saw those games. They never saw that era of the Cleveland Browns. They never experienced what it was like to expect this team to be good. Now here we are. It's 2024. Two times, two times in the last 4 years, this team has made the playoffs and won a playoff game. Yeah, last year they won 11 games. They made the playoffs while being able to rest players the last week of the season, while playing 5 different quarterbacks and having 26% of their salary cap on injured reserve. That's how good we are. They're bringing it back. They're running everybody back. This team stays healthy, this team will be good. So what I'm seeing is a disconnect with the younger fans. Maybe they're not buying into it 100%. I don't know. Maybe they just want to, hey, they'll believe it when they see it. They want to see consistency. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Hey, it's not your fault you were born in the 90s. I was born in the 70s. All right. But I'm telling you, based on the football that I've seen my whole life, and playing the game when I played it and watching the game as much as I have, I know a good team when I see it. I know a contending team when I see it. The Cleveland Browns are contenders. That's my point. And like I said, just let's enjoy this. Really, let's enjoy this window of opportunity. Enjoy this winning while it happens, because I think going through what we went through the last 25 years, when you get it, you have a good team, you have something to cheer for, you have something to look forward to. Like, I am so excited for this season to start. You really appreciate it a lot better. Because over there down the turnpike in Pittsburgh, I think they expect to win. They expect to be good. I even had one of their when I was on one of their podcasts over there in enemy territory after the draft. One of their podcasters kind of shrugged his shoulders, said, "Steeler fans are spoiled. We're not spoiled. We're loyal, almost loyal to a fault. Our loyalty is going to pay off." Not predicting Super Bowls. I'm not predicting banners. I'm not predicting Super Bowl parades. I'm not. It could happen. This is a good enough team to have it happen. Just saying, enjoy it. Okay. If I knew what was going to happen, if I knew the future, I'd win the lottery. So enjoy it because nothing lasts forever. You can just ask Patriots fans; they'll tell you. Yeah, this is real. It's true. I even said it reminded me of the 1990s when the then named Cleveland Indians emerged. And we kind of saw that team organically be built from 1989 on. It was like a 5-year plan. And in 1994, there was a strike, but the team was good that year. It was starting to gel. They made some moves that offseason. In 1995, there was a strike. It was a strike shortened season. They played 144 games, and the Indians won 100 of them, and just tore through the American League playoffs. Won the pennant, and lost the World Series to the Braves. And I think what happened in that World Series more than anything else, I think they were just like they stopped being hungry after winning the pennant when they should have won the World Series. And the 97 team should have won the World Series too. And the 2016 team should have won the World Series. But the newly named team now, they're playing really good baseball and they'll see how they do. So but what I saw then was the Indians fans, one, they bought into the team when went because we bought into the team when we saw consistent winning. And that's what the Cleveland Browns are going to have to do because it took 41 years for the Indians to get it right. The last time they made the playoffs or won the pennant was 1954. And then they won it 95, they won it 97, and they won it in 2016. And they could win it again this year. They could win it all. Yes. My colleague, my friend, and my emotional support friend. My ESJ, my DJF, Sherry. Yes, newly named team. Love that. Let me see. Is the QB situation the biggest question mark for today's fans? Uh Good question, Tim. Yeah, I think it is. But I think it's not just the QB. I think it's the offense as a whole because it's going to be a new offense as well, and Nick Chubb returning. So that's a question mark. Yeah, but to the people that like Deshaun Watson, it doesn't matter. There nothing will prove them wrong, and the people that hate him, nothing will be good enough. So they're good enough. And you know what? The thing is, we're in the toughest division in football. Cincinnati Bengals are going to be good. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be the Steelers. They're going to have a good defense. Their offense is probably more a question mark than anything, but who knows what can happen? And Baltimore is going to be Baltimore. I mean, these teams are going to be good. This is not going to be a cakewalk for us to get to this division title. It's for any of these teams. I think the question mark, Tim, is staying healthy. And I think, like for instance, with the Bengals, Joe Burrow's health. Like the one team that won the division last year was the Baltimore Ravens, and they had their starting QB all year. That was the only team in in the division that did. So look, wow, what a surprise! Let's see. Hmm. He's predicting Super Bowl will start in an AFC North team. Are you saying Super Bowl champion or Super Bowl AFC representative of the Super Bowl? I think Super Bowl champion. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And probably the team that stays the healthiest throughout the year will probably get there. Yeah, I think health is the biggest question for all four AFC North teams because a couple key players on any team and it can hurt your season. So he's saying he said champion. All right. Well, Tim, I would think so. Why not? Why not? And we got another one. Got another comment here. He plays better away. I think they will. I think, as he says, Zeke Dog says, I know. Deshaun Watson, DW4 is the most important, but I'm hoping our great defense plays better away. Yes, they will. And another thing I wanted to point out too is a lot of those points away were offensive turnovers leading to points or putting the defense in a horrible position. There was a couple defensive breakdown games that they had. Seattle was a good one at the end of that game, and I think even Indianapolis was. But we had opportunities. All right, guys. Like I said, let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. That's my point. Just enjoy it. And you know what? Don't ever, ever forget, when the river burns, it always burns brown and orange. I'll see you tomorrow night at 9:30. Thank you.